Alright, here in the finals, this hand looks pretty acceptable. Yeah. No mulligans. And it looks like our opponent chose to mull. He's going first. Green. That was a great draw. We do have 3 of those. So not super unlikely to top deck it, but very nice to see it. Also a good draw. Don't know why I played the same land. Not that it's a big deal. I guess I would have been able to burst of strength this turn. Alright, I'm going to try my hardest to be conscious of this Judge's Familiar. I'm also going to fake like I have a counter spell, so I better not F6. No land drop, that's good for us. Wow, Civic Saber's really good too, but we're going to start it off with our Drake Wing, which by the way is pretty bonkers with Civic Saber. But yeah, we want to start with the Drake Wing because the Beetle form actually is a mana investment. No land drop. Ooh, well, now I'm kind of tempted to do Brush Strider, Civic Saber, and I think that's going to be a real deal sealer there. That's a lot of damage. A lot of potential damage coming in next turn. Alright. So, got the concession, but missed the land drops. Also had to mull. Don't know what he's playing besides green, so that seems like don't need to sideboard, make any sideboard choices yet. So let's go to game 2. And assuming he's going to want to play first again. Yep, he's keeping his hand this time, and yeah, we can keep this, absolutely. All of our colors, relevant 2-drop, relevant late game spells, which we can eventually play. No mulligans. Alright, Gruul deck, Greenside Watcher, Sands Gates. Alright, we're going to do the Shamble Shark now. I like that more. Makes more sense with the Brush Strider in my mind. It also lets us get in with the Shamble Shark, potentially. Or I could block the Greenside Watcher. Alright, got ourselves a Naya deck. Ooh, he's going to go for that, huh? Alright, it's pretty good. 5 power coming in on turn 3 is pretty strong, but we're going to at least give him a little bit of a run for his money here. We're going to have 6 power on the board. That's pretty good too. Alright. It's good news for us. I like buying a turn. That's a good draw too. Alright. Dropping our relevant creature here. And passing. Yeah, Beetle Form Mage is pretty amazing since it can block and kill the Greenside Watcher now too. Next turn, I think we just drop the Swine, slam in with the Shamble Shark, which is pretty good. No attacks again. Alright. Burst is actually pretty good too. I think we stick with our plan. We want the big dude out there. Offer up a trade. Alright, so logically as a pump spell, but we're going to have to get by it eventually. Alright, it's good. So he traded a Shamble Shark for a Weapon Surge, which is it's a good trade for him, but that's okay. Not the end of the world. Let's see what we got now. 5-drop. Ooh, Knightly Valor's pretty big. Pretty big. Pretty big. This is a 2-for-2 trade I think I'm willing to do, especially because it has the Vigilance. So we're going to dump our Brush Strider and our Zertos Swine and make that trade. 2 for, it's more like I 2 for 1.5 him, because he's still got half the value off Knightly Valor. So can't disregard that. But now we get to slam this guy, eat his knight. Get in for 2. Couple relevant threats on board. We have a Blast of Genius to refill our hand. Ruination Worm is a big boy. I already played one of my 6-drops. Do I actually have any 6-drops left? That is a reasonable question. I feel like I have one, but probably better off just... Yeah, I have Impact. It looks like I'm better off using Blast on him. But I do need to get some damage in on him right now as well. So... I think what we're gonna do is make this guy fly, and I'm actually gonna Burst of Strength him as well, just because it actually does increase the clock here. Important to note. Actually, I could double block, theoretically I could double block the Ruination Worm and only lose one of my guys, but probably not worth it. No attacks. It's an interesting choice. So now we theoretically could have lethal. I could use the blast on his face, but I'd have to fly in, so I don't quite have the mana down yet, but I think I'm actually going to hold the Mind Eye Drake because I can kill him with the Blast of Genius. Well, that's pretty damn strong. Pretty damn strong. Alright. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Alright. Well, playing this guy then. I think we're going to be double blocking that Ruination Worm. It's currently the plan. Alright. Okay, it's a curious attack. I'm not going to play around a trick. I guess Rubble Belt Maka and I'm wrecked, but I don't really feel like taking a bunch of damage here either. Okay, it's a pretty good trade. Alright, I think we're taking out the Batterhorn here. Refilling. It's about that time. Hopefully get something. Substance. Alright. Looks like I have to get rid of the Rune Wing in order to kill it, but That's actually okay. So kill the Batterhorn. We're going to play the forest, and we're going to swing for 2. And we're going to eat his Warmind infantry at the same time, too, so it's actually pretty good. And I don't see how he can really anticipate a burst of strength. I think that's unlikely. That was good. No plays. Excellent. Is it Guildgate? Oh, second Batterhorn. All right. Yikes. More lands, huh? All right. Yep. Okay. And another land. All right. Not the best. But hopefully we have lethal here. Not playing around some big blood rush like Scorchwalker or something. But we'll see. Oh, he got the reach guy. That's too bad. Can I do anything? Hands? Another land! 3 consecutive lands to my opponent's 3 consecutive spells. How horribly, horribly unfortunate for me. Especially considering my opponent's at 1 life. Well, what can I say? We just lost to Flood. Horrible. Yeah, wow. Horribly, horribly disappointing. Well, I wish we could have drawn a spell there. I don't know what to say. Even got the card advantage. I really thought we played that pretty effectively. Just total flood out for the loss. Wow. It really was a matter of us drawing nothing and him drawing 3 consecutive spells was, I think, the only way we could possibly lose that. So, very, very disappointed with that. Our opponent's deck, relatively fat creatures. Did he have any 1 toughness guys? I don't think so, right? It's just a bunch of fat Batterhorns and no, it doesn't look like that's going to be useful. No, I don't think this is useful, really. Well, he's got the Knightly Valor, but that doesn't make a difference, really. I don't really have anything to populate. No, I think it's a matter of we got to draw some spells here. We're going to have to draw spells. I could bring in the counter spell. It's not the worst idea. But no, I think it was just 100% a matter of we needed to draw a spell. So let's see if we can do so. Yeah, this hand's fine. A little bit land light, but we do have a clue stone. We've got all our colors. I think this hand is acceptable. All right, let's see if we can land here. Land and we're pretty good. Ooh, Zertod Druid. I might want to take that guy out of commission now. That was an unfortunate draw. That's a kind of painful draw, but I don't really... Could have Hands of Binding here. It's really not worth it when they have 1 creature on the board, even when it's a ramp creature. Yeah, that sucks. Missing the land there's pretty harsh. But let's try and bring this back. We just need 1, and we're right back in it. Yep. Greenside Watcher. All right, that's pretty solid. Pretty solid. All right, so he's just rapidly ramping. I think it's time to use Hands of Binding. Let's see if we can get a land here. Can't give me the land. You can give me a Civic Saber. Alright, I think we're actually going on the Saber plan. He's going to ramp into a fatty, and then we're going to Hands of Binding that next turn. Just really can't see our third land now. Saw plenty of lands last game. This game, opposite problem. Yeah, we're literally just one land away from playing a bunch of spells. Just one land away. All right, let's find that land. Let's see if we can do that. That is a land. Guess we'll keep the Zerta Druid tapped. Lets him crack back for 2, but doesn't let him ramp and crack back for 2. Let's be conscious of our judge's familiar. Unfortunately, the bad news is we can't counter it, but I guess we can make it so he can't attack with this, so it is actually worthwhile to counter it. Since he has to tap his Watcher. Or I guess he doesn't have to tap his Watcher. That's a good point. But he won't gain the 2 life. I guess that's kind of the pro of it. But yeah, we're still taking 2. Alright, let's get a land here. Let's get a land. Can't get the land. So no land. Death Cult Rogue at least trades with the Greenside Watcher. I have a feeling we're in some big trouble this match, unfortunately for us. Just because he's so close to 6 mana, and we already know he has so many fatties. I'm trying to think what I can really do to try and turn this game around. I could try Cluestone now, so it sets me up for Mind Eye and Zerta when I get a land. Otherwise, I play Death Cult Rogue, but not liking the progression of this match in any way, shape, or form. Death Cult versus Cluestone. Death Cult versus Cluestone. If I play Death Cult next turn, if I get a land, I can play Moss Dog. If I play Cluestone next turn, I'm guaranteed to play Moss Dog. Or I could play Death Cult Equip. Very unsatisfied. Either way, based on the board state. I think I'm going to play the Death Cult Rogue. My plan is I'm going to try and race him with the Civic Saber Zerta Swine. I have a feeling I'm going to see a Ruination Worm this turn. Yep. Very devastating. Can't do a damn thing about it. I guess it's better that than a Cluestone. I guess. Yeah, we're going to take massive amounts of damage. I have no way to prevent that, do I? That's gotta live with it. Just going to deal with it. All right, so getting in for 2. Pretty unsatisfied with how this match is going. Thought we actually have just a really sick deck, so I was kind of hoping it would perform a little bit better in the finals, but what can you do? Alright, so maybe he goes for lethal, and we can kill the Greenside Watcher, possibly? Or else he's just going to Weapon Surge, blow us out. But at this point, considering how many land drops I've missed, I don't think we have any choice. I have a feeling a Weapon Surge is going to blow us out, but I don't really have a choice. No need to be negative, right? Let's just wait until we see it. Yep, that's lethal. All right, well, we had an awesome deck. Just a really incredible deck. Game 2, extremely disappointed way to lose, especially since we got the card advantage of the Blasted Genius. Like I said, it really took 3 consecutive land draws to his 3 consecutive non-land draws for that to even be possible to lose that. So extremely disappointed with Game 2 of this match. Game 3, just missed our land drops, like, 2 or 3 turns in a row, something like that. And just couldn't keep up, so also disappointed. But hey, made it to the finals. You can't complain about that. So we got some packs, had a good deck, had a pretty good run, lost in the finals.